Hey guys, Pincho, you can't get it? Yeah, it must be UK. They might not want it out there. Thanks, Matthew. It's getting there. Doing a little bit of a mellow stream, just trying to plan out the base a bit. Got some more of this clear resin stuff in. I might end up going in and out of the garage just to kind of chop some of this stuff. Yeah, you can use glue if you want. You know, I'm going to be using glue right now to add all these pieces on, and then I'm going to mix up some Aves and sort of blend it together. You could use whatever you want until you get the finished product the way you want it. So Iceman, I don't think I'll be doing a custom of Iceman, but I think someone I know is going to be making an Iceman, so I'll probably be painting it up. But I don't think it'll go with this FireStar though. Iceman's kind of a hard character to customize, only because he's sort of blocky. If that makes sense. Although, whoever the guy that's getting this Firestorm, putting it, you know, in a setup with Iceman and Spider-Man would probably look pretty sick. I don't think that'll work right there. Like so. Right now this is just like a puzzle. Just trying to figure out where I can put stuff. Kind of like that there. The idea is just make it kind of flamey, so it hides her missing foot, but still supports her. That's kind of what we got so far. Though I ordered this red kit, it came this week. It's a little too dark, but it should still be fine to throw a couple red ones in there. Gotta make sure it's not touching anything special. Kind of works. Try to get down a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. So just trying to piece this together. That one definitely goes into the front. This one kind of works in the back. Wish I could glue these two front ones down, but I gotta get in the inside first. That might work. That kind of hits it. I might have to, I think I could cut this one, that might work. The cool thing about this clear stuff, it's soft and you could just kind of snap it. Like that. That should work. Yeah, I'm gonna sort of ease the flames in, and then I'm gonna sort of touch them up with some paint. So it's not just gonna look like, you know, clear resin glued on nothing. Well, it's kind of a lot of work to go yet. And then I'll probably hit it with some pearls to kind of blend it out. Something along those lines. I don't want to focus too much on the base. Worst case scenario, I could always just rip the pieces off and start again. It doesn't want to stay, does it? Yes, Chris, this was Dark Phoenix from Sideshow. It did hit it, damn it. That works, it's not touching. Now we're just doing some tedious, boring stuff, really. Just gluing on some pieces before I start seaming it all. At least trying. See how it looks. Of course, the ideal thing would be sculpt it and then cast it in clear resin, but that is just way too much money and expensive and time consuming. I think this would work out once it's done. Simple. I'm not sure, Matthew. I never even used it. I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of pearls into it, which is probably like Createx, what is it, metallic gold, and probably hit it with some either what do I have? I think I have the Alclad Clear Red, or probably Spaztec. I think Spaztec works pretty decent. I didn't mind this Dark Phoenix. I liked it. It's just I think what the base was too much for me. It was such a huge base. I mean, I like the figure. I like the sculpt, the pose. Just the base was just way too large. Yeah, as long as this, as long as it sort of looks like a flame base and it's not overpowering the figure when it's all done, that's kind of my goal. Just get it pretty simple and be done with it. Hey, Terrell. Yeah, I think if they just kept the base a little bit more simple than a big bird that pretty much broke on everybody. I mean, I was getting people asking non-stop to repair it, and I just can't repair clear resin. I mean, I didn't mind the bird, but it was just needed to be smaller, I think. A little bit smaller and it would have worked. Oh, thank you, Chris. It's just a addictive hobby to me, basically, so... Like right now, I'm pretty much acting like a junk man, taking items from something else and adding it to this and creating something new. Yeah, I can show you the hair now. I did tweak a little bit off camera this week, the top of her hair because of all the comments last stream, which is fine. I don't mind taking criticism. So you can see I did a little bit tweaking up top. So the hair is pretty much done. It's just a matter of fine-tuning her up, getting the space going, and her hands will go on last, because I'll break them if I try to add it now. Yeah, this whole project is a stream project, so I'm only gonna work on her during the streams. So hopefully, when she's ready to paint, we'll have a paint sessions of that. But the only problem is painting. You can only do one little piece at a time here and there. So. I mean, from the front, I think that's looking pretty good so far. It sort of hides a lot of the inside crap. We'll just keep adding more. Let me put this out of my way. If I run out of clear plastic today or tomorrow or whatever, I'll have to order another batch from eBay. I'll have to get the yellow again though. is going to be a pain to seam up, but get it there. So any of you guys working on anything today? I don't think I've seen that kit. Terrell, I can do that, but the cost is way too much. You know, you're talking sculpt time. Then you have to design it in sections. And then after sections, you have to get mold. And then you have to get clear resin. And that stuff is not friendly in the cold weather. And you're talking probably maybe 500 to 600 in materials just for a clear resin base and fire. And that's just not gonna happen. So that's why the stuff I do, I try to show people and do stuff that you don't have to spend crazy amounts of money and you can at least come up with something. Trust me, I mean, a nice good clear resin base designed well would look immaculate, but people, when you tell people like, okay, we could do that, but you're talking time, money, materials, and then when I say the price, people are like, yeah, forget that. I mean, you know, like a company like Sideshow and all these other companies that do this stuff in clear resin, it's all engineered from the beginning and it works. But for someone like me, that's really kind of risky. I mean, just alone, if you remember that Savage Land Storm I did, I mean, just the clear resin alone for what I did in that was $100. Just that clear resin. So this is just see like what I'm creating so far. Like if you're not into sculpting, say, because you know you need a pressure pot, you need a vacuum chamber, mask, gloves, long sleeve stuff to use clear resin. You need a well ventilated area. You know, it's very dangerous stuff. You need hot weather. So you put into all those supplies and everything, and somebody who just kind of wants to make up something simple, $20 fire toy resin stuff glued together and then seam it up, and you got at least something doable. So that's kind of like the whole idea, you know. I had to spill this, didn't I? I always spill this stuff. Always. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if the person who I'm doing it for wanted that and they wanted to go that route, we'd do it. But like I said, if you're doing it for yourself for fun and you don't mind dropping the cash, that's fine. But a lot of other people don't want to go that route. Alright, I think I'm going to stop there, mix up some Aves and seam what I have, and then go back and add more. I think that's the best option for right now. I mean, another way of doing this is if I had a lot of broken hair in my box of parts, you could just turn hair upside down, glue it all together, and make flames and paint it. But I'm just trying something different. Just, I don't know. See how it looks, you know. So she still pops out, no problem. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I say, if you work on stuff on your own, you're just thinking about materials. You know, I do this for a living, so there's a labor cost too. You know, can't do that. I can't do all that work for free. And then, of course, with a figure like this, it's not the end of the world. I mean, if the person who has it, they wanna, you know, they wanna have a flame base, they could just find a cheap, broken, you know, Phoenix base, and they can pop that on. She could pop her onto that. I like working with clear resin, but it's just so much prep work and money involved and all kinds of stuff. At least the good part about using red Aves too is that we got like a little bit of flame work here, so if you hit it with some paint later, you could kind of blend it out. I think the best reference books out there I used to use in art school was those, I think they were they Japanese books where it was just male and female and like tons of different poses. It was just, they were all nude. As far as anatomy and muscles, there's tons of books out there. I don't know any specific stuff. I got rid of a lot of that stuff years ago. Yeah, I plan to either glue the big flames in later or attach them. Not really sure yet. Right now I just kind of wanted to focus on some of this. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it look like lava's breaking off or if I was going to do anything else. I don't know, it's kind of one of these items I'm just kind of building and gluing at the same time. Yeah, I'm on ArtStation a lot. I'm on DeviantArt, a lot of Instagram stuff I follow. Gonna use an older brush because I might get glue on it. Alright, I'm gonna have to lift this up a bit. Yeah, Daniel's a great sculptor. I like some of, if you go onto Mark Newman's Instagram, he shows some of his, like, anatomy sculpts. They're really nice, too. Right now, I'm just going to keep shoving leaves into these areas to sort of lock it. I guess the other good thing, too, about this is her foot is red. So it could look like it's kind of like hidden, sort of, in here. If I can get it in there. Worst case scenario with this, if this clear looks bad when I go to paint, I could just prime it over and paint it all from scratch. So that's kind of like the other bonus of doing what I'm doing. It doesn't have to stay clear if it doesn't look right. Hey, no, I never even had a chance to get that putty. I've been so busy trying to catch up, I haven't bought anything. I've just been waking up, working on projects. Because I just finished up another project I think I'm going to film later tonight. And maybe I can get it up tomorrow? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. It's on the list. Because the project I just finished up is a clear resin base project with a what if character, which is kind of fun. So I think you guys might like that. Yeah, Raccoon, I've actually seen a couple FireStar images pop up in my feed on Instagram too, so all of a sudden seems like she's popular. This brush sucks. And I did start the new video series of the next anime character, but I can't ruin the surprise yet. I won't have that posted for a while though. I'll be getting the Garage Kits Air Elemental busting probably this week. So I have to get that video series going because that was promised a while back, but with the lockdown and all the other stuff, finally get one out to me. So I'll try to focus mostly just painting that bust, and that'll be it on that video. Yeah, the freeform air, I don't even think it really would work on cracks. I mean, if it does for you, I go for it, but I think it's mostly for bases. I like this stuff, but I'm not really a fan of it for anything but like maybe making a base out of it or something. Alright, try to glue in some more pieces. Let's see, that's gonna go there. Terrell, it is, you can use it for a while. So the thinner it is, the more you can use it. When it's thick, like if it's thick like a golf ball or a baseball, it gets hot and it cures it really fast in the inside. Hey, there's a Tim. What's up, man? This one could go right there. Yes, yeah, that should work. Yeah. I am doing better. I went to that guy again to work out my arm and shoulder. That yesterday. So he worked out the knot on the back of the shoulder and everything, so I'm doing good. You gotta go to that guy, dude. He is amazing. And then I went to the ribs place right across the street. Ribs melted right off the bone. Go see this dude. For any of you guys don't know, about a year or so ago, I couldn't lift my right arm. And my friend recommended me to this guy who knows like pressure points and Chinese pressure points and all that stuff. All the doctors I were going to were talking about surgery and all this other stuff. I went to this guy, he's like, yeah, I could fix you. 1 hour session, I was back to normal. It's amazing. Of course I screamed like a girl when he hit that one pressure point, but fixed it all up. Hey Matto, just doing some mellow sculpting, well, putting together a puzzle. Yeah, Matthew, it's just that I have a habit of sleeping under my arm. So just needed to, but I think what I did is I pulled something major a year ago, and the doctors are like, oh, surgery, surgery, surgery. And my friend's a guy that knows all this other stuff. He's like, nope. He's like, we're just gonna work out your arm, pressure point, and that is it. Do you not want to stay there? What the hell? Come on. Oh, Matthew, did you do physical therapy? Nice. Yeah, after meeting up with this guy that fixed my shoulder and arm, I look at everything different now. You know, going to these doctors, like, we're gonna give you a shot, we want to detach your bicep. I'm like, you guys are crazy. I was like, I can lift my arm. It hurts, but it's not like I can't lift my arm. So then my friend recommended me, and then that changed everything. So now I make sure I go to this guy at least twice a year now. I would have went last year, but we had the lockdown, so. Like, I walked into doctors and they were like, oh, well, we're gonna have to do x-rays, we're gonna have to do this. I walk into this guy, he's like, yep, I know what your problem is. Lays me down, stretches me, and that's fixed in an hour. It's a mind-blowing what doctors will do to you these days. Sometimes you just need somebody to beat the hell out of you to work out a muscle. Yeah, whenever I try to work at my desk or whenever I'm airbrushing, I try to make sure I'm in a good position. I mean, I got a decent chair now that I sit in. I got a really good chair for when I do computer work. It's just it's when I sleep. That's my problem. I'm all over the place. I think what happened was that year ago I woke up in the middle of the night and my arm was behind my back. I couldn't move it, so I did something. Yeah, I could put his information in the video or talk about it someday. He's located in Matawan, New Jersey, which is only like 40 minutes from me. It's funny, you go into a doctor, you tell them what's going on, and it's like, oh, I sculpt, I paint, and they're like, yeah, I have no clue what you're doing. I'm just like, okay. They're like, I'm gonna give you a specialist, sports specialist. So I tell the sports specialist what's going on, and they're like, well, you know, this is your problem, we need to give you a shot, you need this, you need that, we're gonna give you x-rays. And you find somebody who knows pressure points, and they fix it in seconds. Thanks, McRack. She's getting there. We're working on the poor man's base now. Simple plastic fire, cut it up, patch it, paint it, and you got a simple base. That's why I like that, was it SHF or SFHH? I forget, the figure arts, anime, fires and all the water bases. They're really cool. You can actually utilize them for your statues. I mean, for $17 shipped off eBay, I mean, why the hell not? Yeah, Matthew, I've been doing exercises he told me to, especially in the morning with the shower. He said put my arm up, run the water down there, do exercises before you like sculpt afterwards. So I've been trying to do that a lot lately, and it's been helping. Meanwhile, the other doctors are like, we're gonna give you a shot every 5 months. But no, it's been good. Things have been better since I've seen this guy. He also works out the back. And I think I do have a pinched nerve though in the neck, so it radiates down. It'll probably be time soon to get a new chair for the studio though. The one I have now is good, but it's getting beat up. Thanks, Matthew. I'm getting there. I'm learning. But then they're getting older, so everything, back in the younger days, you could fall out of a tree and get up and be like, yeah, whatever. Now, these statues are getting bigger and bigger and heavier and heavier. That's another thing. Stuff like that OG Hulk kill you working on that thing. Yeah, this guy I went to too. He cleared up a lot for me. I found out he actually worked on my cousin. It was funny. I went to a family gathering and I was like, "Yeah, I know a guy over here that worked on my shoulder." And my cousin's like, "Yeah, I know that guy." Fixed his leg issue. Getting there with a nice little weird spiral effect on here. Just hope all this sticks after it all cures up. Did that once before. I put clear resin on something and it didn't hold. Trying to lock some of it in place. Hey Ray, yes, no, I do not use Super Sculpty. Sorry. Yeah, I don't use Super Sculpty. It's all Aves. Aves Epoxy Sculpt. Super Sculpty on resin will just deteriorate, plus you have to bake it. So, go to Aves Studio, and you can get Epoxy Sculpt. You mix A and B together. So, see Aves, and then Studio. Yeah, so. And that's what you want to get, that's what I use. Super Sculpty is good for like a fresh sculpt from the beginning, but it won't stick to resin statues, and you don't want to put a resin statue into an oven. Either you'll blow it up, or you'll melt it, one or the other. I tried when I first did this stuff, like back in the day, I tried sculpting with Super Sculpty, and I realized it just wasn't going to work. Cracks, it breaks, stuff like that. This goes over here. Well, let me wash my hands real quick. Yep, no problem, Ray. I mean, you can use Super Sculpty if you want to, like, you know, sculpt the head from scratch and then attach it to the item afterwards. But Super Sculpty actually breaks down over time. It'll start to crack, it'll start to deteriorate. So it's kind of, but if you make a resin copy of it, the resin copy will be fine. Alright, I think I gotta Dremel out this part here, because that's hitting that. I'll have to do that later. But I think I can add something down here. I used Millie Putt once. A long time ago I used it. And I haven't touched it since. I know a lot of people use it still. I think it was, maybe it was Millie Putt? I'm not really sure. I mean, if you go to a hobby store, usually there's tons of different stuff on the shelf. I just stick to what works for me so far. Well, like I always say, if you want to test out milliput on a statue, pick it up, go find yourself a cheap bust on eBay. One of those DC female busts, Bowen busts. Experiment. That'll work right there. Kind of. I mean, the best option to smooth Aves is sanding, but honestly, I mean, I find safety solvent from Aves the best option, period. I mean, they specially formulated it for Aves, and it works. I mean, some people swear with alcohol, other people say water works fine. But personally, I've tried them all, and safety solvent's the best option. As far as primer goes, I'll explain it in my video a little bit more too when I do it for the Jesse's Garage Kit, but you get what you pay for. Now, some people will say Krylon's the best, other people say Rust-Oleum's the best. Some people say the Tamiya or Tamiya out of the can, you know, best. Honestly, I've used them all, and I think Duplicolor Car Primer that you get at the auto body store is the best primer. It works. It goes on smooth. It sands great. They have regular primer and filler primer. I use the filler primer. I mean, you know, if you think like, okay, you don't want to spend $7 or $10 on a can of primer, and you want to spend $3 on a can of primer, you're gonna get what you pay for. Nothing sucks more than sculpting an item or ready to paint it, and then you spray primer all over it, and it's tacky, or it goes on globby, or you know, it's really just spend the money, a couple extra bucks for less of a headache, honestly. Now there's some primers that you can use through an airbrush. Garage Kits makes a primer through the airbrush. Vallejo makes a primer through the airbrush. But yeah. Yeah, Terrell, water and Aves doesn't mix. I've had a long talk with the owner of Aves, and it is not made for water. It really isn't. So, and I've done my tests. Like I said, I worked on an item back when I first got into Aves, and I sculpted a whole chest of a figure. I worked out all the details, and I used water. The next day, literally the chest and everything cracked and broke right off the statue. So when I talked to the owner, they were like, no, use you know, use the safety solvent, blah blah blah. I bought the safety solvent and I never looked back. I've tried the alcohol, nah, does the same thing as water, plus it dries up too fast. Hey, what's up, Marco? But yeah, going back to primers, just get the good primer. Just save yourself a headache. Get the good stuff. But like I said, if Krylon works for you and you like Krylon, then stick with it. If you like Rust-Oleum and it works for you, stick with it. But I like Duplicolor. The only downside with Duplicolor, but any primer really, is if you try to spray in cold weather, it bleeds. So you need to have a good temperature. Also, never leave your cans of primer in the garage in hot weather or super cold weather. I didn't think I'd use up all that ace. All you really need to do is eyeball it. Just make sure you mix up just fairly equal amounts. And then just mix. I like to dip my finger into the safety solvent and sort of soften it up as I go. That's a good thing about the red Eve too. You get an idea that it mixes up pretty well with the gray part B, I think it is. Yeah. And you mixed up pretty well. Thomas, is your part B yellowing? Which means this part. If this is getting crusty and yellowing, then yeah, you're starting to go bad. The stuff at the bottom is probably still good, but your top area probably gets funky. I never really seen part A go bad. It's always this part that gets kind of funky. Yeah, that's probably what it is. You should try to keep it in the refrigerator if you can, till you're ready to use it. It'll make your Aves last a hell of a lot longer. Yeah, when you pull out of the refrigerator, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard to cut, but it'll soften up real fast. Basically, just leaving it in the refrigerator lets it last longer. Now, I don't leave all my Aves in the refrigerator because I go through it so fast. But if I know I'm not going to use Aves for like a week or so, I'll throw it in the refrigerator then. And your safety solvent, if you get that, will evaporate on you. Like, even though I have this bottle sort of closed, it still goes fast. Like, it won't like in a day, but in a few days it'll evaporate from there. So whenever I buy the bag of Aves solvent, I always leave the plastic bag on top of it, just so I make sure it doesn't like evaporate on me. That's why I try not to put a lot in here. I try to keep a little bit at a time. Yeah, we're getting there, looking like a nice little fire base for her. Not so much sure if is it air. It might be an airtight, might help the Aves. But I think it's more just like exposed to warm air, it just dries up. I just know that ever since I started putting it in a refrigerator when I don't need it for a while, it just makes it last longer and stay fresher. But then again, I'm buying Aves all the time now, so... I just hope Aves sticks around forever because I absolutely love their stuff. Oh, the solvent. The containers they send with the solvent aren't really an issue. It's just that, you know what it is when I have this open, it's open for a few hours. So, like, I'm working now and it's open and stuff. And even though this is sort of airtight when you close it, like, if it sits for too many days, it'll still escape. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I don't, you know, I don't have, like, a huge gallon container of it sitting out. And also sometimes I get a little bit paranoid with certain chemicals in like maybe a cheap bottle or a plastic bottle. You don't know if it's going to eat it or react. That's why I buy the glass bottles for this. Just to be on the safe side. I learned a hard lesson when what was it? I used, I think it was, I forgot. I used something in those cheap plastic red cups. And when I walked away and came back, the cup was melted. Yeah, alcohol is gonna evaporate on you real fast, no matter what. 99% especially, because you can use those to clean, you know, CPUs on a computer board, so... I think if you're going to use alcohol with A's, you probably don't want the 99% anyway. You might want to go up to like 71. I'm not really sure. I think you'll like the safety solvent compared to what you were using. Alright, I think we are at a point where I'm going to have to let this sit till I do the bigger parts. See how we're looking. Alright, let's bring this camera down. Let's see. Some of these parts will go into our hands. That's for later. So that part will be going there. I gotta Dremel out that one piece once it cures. And then this front part will go like so. Like that. So that'll be kind of the base. Yeah, once I Dremel out that part, move this in a little bit, I think we'll have a nice, good, basic fire. Yeah, that little piece over there is stopping it. Flat black, Vallejo. Actually, any black paint that you could put on smooth, like smooth, just completely smooth, and if you use a Vallejo matte varnish, you'll flatten it to a matte. So if say you like using a Spaztec clear gloss black because it goes on smooth, if you hit it with the Vallejo flat varnish, it'll flatten it. But if you want a nice flat black, you can mix some of the matte varnish in Vallejo black and you'll get a flat. Reason why I like Vallejo Model Air Black, it goes on really smooth. I rarely have any issues with this out of the bottle. I mean, yeah, it's sort of expensive, but it goes a long way, so I usually buy a few of these. But Vallejo makes the Surface Primer Black. It goes on smooth, but it's just a little bit tacky though. So it's almost the same thing, but it's a little bit tackier. But this, if you put another color on top of this like that, it'll go fine. I don't like using Tamiya paints too much, only because like you really got to thin them down to the point they go on, but sometimes they get grainy on me. So I really try not to use too much Tamiya, whatever the hell you guys want to call it. Try to stay away from it. Alright. So I think the way it's going to work now is I'll chop this up tomorrow. And then I'll set this up where I can glue this in or just attach it at the end. And then we'll have a flame base like so. Like that. So we got some extra A's. I want to work on her collar a little bit. So let's wash my hands. If you try the air, it sort of feels like a satin black. It's not really like flat, but like I say, if you want flat, the Vallejo Mecha Varnish matte will flatten it. So if you do a layer of this, and then do a little bit of misting of matte varnish on top of it, dry it out, it'll be flat it would be really flat. Hey, Stokage. Now, why did the message be redacted? YouTube acting up. Alright. So let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Alright, let's see if I could pull this off. Where is that better paintbrush? Had it here. Where the hell did I put it? Ah, here it is. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Just a mellow stream working on Starfire today. So what I wanted to do was just kind of tweak the collar area going down a bit. Need some better X-Acto blades. Get caked up too fast. Hey JC, just I don't know, maybe like an hour so far, and there goes the blade, pops out. Right now I'm just trying to see if I can play with the collar a little bit more than just being flat up to the seam. See how it works. Stokage, as a hobby in 2003 I started on kits. 2006 was kind of like the bow and stuff I started messing with. And then in 2012 when I lost my job, I turned it into a business. So I've been doing it for a long time. Well, that's cool, JC. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while. I did send him an email a while back. I usually try to stream on Fridays now if I can, at least with this kit, well, this custom, but yeah, that Jesse Pokemon was fun. Something a bit different than anime look. The next video, anime character, well, cartoon character, I started. Hopefully in a few more weeks I'll have the first video up. That's good, JC. I'll have to see if I can ever catch him. By the time I've seen him stream, I'm pretty much called it a night and I'm just like out of it. Yeah, Stockage, I'm trying to break that mold, take an anime character and put it into a superhero version. You know, like these type of statues. I think it's something different for once. And they make good series on YouTube. think that'll kind of have some fun play with the collar. Yeah, JC, it's been a long time since I've been in the chat and seen what Andy's been doing. Bad year. Trying to get back into it. Yeah, Stockage, I think you might like the next character I'm working on. It's gonna be I found a good statue for the pose and the character. So I think it should come out pretty cool. And then after that character, I got an idea for another one if I can find the statue for it. That's always the problem, is finding a statue for these items to work on. Well, that's good. I'm glad he can actually focus. I know he wanted to get that comic going. But I also know he was backed up for a while. Well, good, I'm glad. I remember he did mention that to me, too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send him an email. Maybe I'll shoot him a email tomorrow or something. Yeah, Terrell, I'm trying to get back to that. It wasn't a good year, so hopefully I can get back on track, get items caught up. If I can film the video tonight, I'll have 2 videos for tomorrow. One video will be how I made the base, and the other video will just be on the character. Let's see how tonight goes. JC, I don't know, probably not much longer. It's kind of a mellow stream, just doing little things here and there. I'm trying to use this FireStar as just a streaming series. I figure whenever I just kind of want to kick back and work on her, I could just stream it. Trying something different, you know. Maybe once in a while I'll have one character where I just stream. Other stuff is a, you know, video series on YouTube and stuff like that. Try to mix it up once in a while. I've had a lot of people who don't like the videos when I fast forward it. So I figured I'd just kind of save something like this for a live stream so people could see how long it takes. Can't please everybody, but I'm just trying to mix it up. This is pretty much something that I talked to a client and they were like, yeah, use the statue for it and they'll pick it up. So it's a FireStar from Dark Phoenix. And the head is a head sculpt from another sculptor named Troy McDivitt. Just trying to branch out on the channel, try some different things. Plus it gives people a chance to ask questions. I get a lot of emails from people. So I figure if they could come in the live stream, they could just ask me. Thomas, it depends. I mean, if it's something that I think I could kind of break up and redo, I would. If it's I mean, you never know. I do have, which I plan to do for future live streams, is somebody gave me those old, Savage Dragon statues from Claymore. So I figured, I was thinking maybe when I finish this one up, I would pull one of those out and we could kind of do a vote on what I could use it for. And then do a series on that. I've seen a lot of cheap statues at, like, you know, shows and stuff, or even on eBay. But I always kind of weigh out the possibility of how much work does it take to convert it into somebody else. Is it a good statue? You know, I don't know. I just try to see what I can do with it. But if you're new to the hobby and you want to experiment, you know. Yeah, it was somebody on Statue Form a while back just said, do you want these Savage She-Dragons? I was like, not really. He's like, I'll just send them to you. So he just sent them to me. So I've been sitting on them for a while, and I think it's time to get rid of them. So I think we'll do like a retro series because they were really big custom items back in the day. Everybody was using those to customize. I did a few myself off of that one. Yeah, he sent me both of them. I have the Mohawk one and the... Actually, they're right here. Right. Yeah, this one. So I have the one with the hair and the one with the Mohawk. Yeah, it was really shocking. The guy just sent them to me, and I kind of forgot about them. And when I did a cleaning a few months ago in my closet, I found them again. So I figured, you know what, they'll be a good stream series. Because I know, what was it? Miss Marvel was a big character. People did Wonder Woman off of her. There's a whole bunch of characters made out of it. Yeah, everyone used the Mohawk version for the Storm too. Trust me, she was really big for customizing back then. It came to the point where at one point you couldn't even find her on eBay because everybody was buying it up. Yep, somebody made a Black Canary out of her too. But like I said, once this FireStar's getting closer to being done, anyone that's in the stream, maybe we can, I'll pull out some characters I want to do, and then people could kind of say vote on it. Maybe try a straw poll or something. I don't know, something fun. I think that works a little bit better up on there. And I think at what was it? She came out probably around 2008, 2009. At one point you go on eBay and if you typed in Savage She-Dragon or whatever her name is, you would just see customs of her all over eBay. Little wrinkles over here because I kind of took it down by accident. Brought something of a wrinkle back to there. Just like everything, just a lot of work involved. Can't rush it. Just kind of looking over now just to see if I'm missing anything. I got a lot of sanding to do back in here. This part is a little messy. That'll fix that up. Yeah, I got to do a priming session on this and then sand it down. A lot of scratches all over it. Yeah, the Bowsette was a fun one. That's what kind of got me into trying, like, now random characters that you wouldn't normally see as a superhero one. The next one I'm working on is really exciting. I think I'll have a lot of fun with that. It's a popular character. A lot of people draw the character, but you don't see any statues really made of the character. Should be fun. What I like to do is I like to go on DeviantArt and I see what's kind of like really popular. And I also see what people are like drawing. Just kind of gives me ideas of who to use next. But this one is looking fairly clean now. Except for this one spot. Sorry, I'm just turning the item in the light. I'm seeing stuff that normally I don't see otherwise. Gotta clean that up. So if you guys are ever working on an item, turning it in the light, you might find some really mess up issues that you probably don't normally see. Yep, okay. As far as smaller stuff, I don't work on that because I can't see the stuff. It's always a pain. Like if you're into miniature stuff or even smaller, there's a bunch of probably people on YouTube that can actually like give you pointers better than I could. I actually like this is like my sweet spot, the 1/4 scale stuff. 1/5, 1/4, that's kind of what I enjoy and can see. Trying to paint on smaller stuff is always a pain. But a lot of the miniature guys out there, they have like specific paints and techniques they can probably help you out better than I could. Like I see a lot of anime kits out there that would be great for customs, but they're so small, it's like, it's too much of a pain. But I think this is where we're going to call it for the night though. Like I said, it was kind of a more focusing on the base, which is working out pretty well. Hopefully next week I can get the rest of this installed. But let's grab the other two pieces. Get this camera arm down, turn it over here. So that's kind of where we're at so far. So this will be what the base is sort of looking like. Nice little fire simple base. Just got to tweak some stuff for next stream. So I think fire base with black, simple black area here would work fine for this item. Nothing too crazy. And then we got a nice figure to go on it, booty shot. That's where we're at. So I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Fairly quiet, simple stream. But hopefully next week we can actually finish up the base and maybe start prepping her up for paint. Maybe I'll have her prep for paint too. Well, actually I got to get the hands in. I got to get the base first and then the hands. Okay. So I got a while to go. Getting there. Yeah, so I'm going to do a priming session this week, get her all buffed up and set, install the hands, get the hands ready next week with the fire base, and then that should be it. Alright, so you guys have a good one.